Trey Jacobs, Henry Malquit, Hunter Schoenberg, and Jeremy Weaver. We ready to go racing, folks? We'll set the stage. And the first domino to fall here to decide who takes home the $50,000 prize at the end of the night. 8 laps. TJ Ford, Sheet 1, top 5. Transfer to the feature. Brad Sweet, Tyler Courtney on the gas. Green flag in the air.
Sweet will slide up. He'll take the middle of the racetrack through turns 1 and 2. Courtney in tow down the back straightaway. Oh, hang on. Back in the pack. Getting a little chaotic. We stay clean and green. Lap number 1 off turn number 4 is going to go to Brad Sweet.
Out of 4, good battle already. Anthony Macri and Tim Schaefer racing for the 4th spot down into turn number 1 as sparks fly off the right rear of Macri's car. Schaefer goes to 4th, Macri to 5th, that's the bubble spot, and Tanner Thorson there in the 6th spot looking for a way around.
We lost Hunter Schoenberg on the first lap, trouble on that Zimcoat number 1 out of this party. Meanwhile, Sweet's got over half a straightaway over Tyler Courtney. Racetrack's fast right now. We heard Larson say they think they'll blow it off eventually, but right now it's going to be fast as they get strung out around this 4/10 mile oval.
Yeah, Brad and Tyler at the top 2 there, down into the 12.7s and low 12.8s as they continue to leg it out here. Cross flags right there, 4 down, 4 to go. Transfer spot battle has sorted itself out for now. Anthony Macri, you see him there in the 5th spot, but not for long. Tanner Thorson in the long 58 has got the fishing line out and is reeling in Macri in that 5th spot.
Thorson puts the whip to it on the right side of your screen, trying to get to Macri for the final transfer spot. He's got 3 laps to figure it out. As Courtney making a little bit of ground on Brad Sweet, but running out of laps. They are catching the back of the field. 2 to go off turn 4 for your leader, Brad Sweet.
Henry Malquit will be the first car that will go a lap down. He's slow and off the pace, right in front of the race leader, Brad Sweet, who will go to the high side and dispose of him. We'll come around turn 4 this time. Courtney's closing. It's about 5 car lengths, but it may not be enough. White flag is out for Brad Sweet.
Off into turns 1 and 2, final time as they work TJ Ford's Heat Race 1 down the back straightaway, off into 3 and 4. Brad Sweet's going to lead them around.
Here they come. Courtney makes one last charge, but falls short. Brad Sweet continues his perfect night so far. Quick time, a new track record holder. And TJ Ford, Sheet number 1 winner over Tyler Courtney, Rico Abreu, Tim Schaefer, and Anthony Macri.
Tanner Thorson, Sam Haferteam Jr., Kyle Reinhardt, Trey Jacobs, Jeremy Weaver, Malquit, and Schoenberg head off to a B or a C main as Brad Sweet, your winner in TJ Ford's Heat Race 1.
And your 5 transfers: in 5th, 71 of Anthony Macri. In 4th, the 49X of Tim Schaefer. 3rd was the 24 Rico Abreu. 2nd, the 7BC of Tyler Courtney. And how about a hand? The winner of TJ Ford's Heat Race number 1 in the Napa, number 49, it's the big cat, Brad Sweet. And I don't see Rico. There he is, coming around in turn number 4. He should stop here on the front stretch and have a chat with Chris Wilner, who's just behind the flag stand. And Rico will probably stop right where we can't see. Oh, he does. He rolls forward. Good job. Chris, take it away.
3rd place finisher, TJ Ford Heat Race number 1 is Rico Abreu. I know wanted to be in tonight's dash, especially with $50,000 on the line, but boy, when you talk about momentum, no one has it as more as this guy coming off that big World of Outlaw victory at Eldora. Rico, I know you wanted to be in the dash, but this still sets you up pretty nicely, but what more did you need there, especially trying to get at least a couple positions on the start?
Just fast-paced track conditions. I think that's just going to have how tonight's going to be. You just got to just really be focused on running consistent laps and you know, just relying on a little bit of lap traffic, I think, in the future.
All right, best of luck again. Rico Abreu, 3rd place, TJ Ford Heat Race number 1. Again, he's going to have some work to do. Fast racetrack, he said it. After a rework like that, boy, the lap times are pretty impressive, and we'll see how this track continues to develop here later on tonight.
Thank you very much, Chris. As we get set for DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2, DMI Racing Components and Bulldog Quick Change rear ends are the components built with the precision of skilled machinists and the common sense of winning races. Located in the heart of Central PA, you can find them every week participating in the sport they love. You race, we race, let's race together. This is DMI Racing Components Heat Race number 2. On the pole out of Aromas, California, an 8-time winner this year in the J&S Classics, Valley Supply, Garrett Power Triple X Race Carts, Justin Sanders, into his outside the number 19 of Brent Marks out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, 11-time winner this year in the Murray Marks Racing M&M Paint Construction Maxim Race Car. Inside of row number 2 and car number 8, that'll be car number 8 of Aaron Reitzel out of Clute, Texas, the 3-time All-Star champion, the Ridge & Sons Racing, Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Bargain Barn, Triple X Race Car for Aaron Reitzel. To his outside in car number 21, out of Higginsville, Missouri, a 7-time winner this year in the Casey's General Stores, FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Garrett Powered Maxim. It's Brian Brown, Blackjack, starting outside of row 2. Starting inside of row number 3, the Madman, Kerry Matson out of St. Mary's, New South Wales, and the Fisher-powered Maxim. The Tony Vermeer Motorsports entry starting 5th on the grid into his outside in car 42. The Mositis Motorsports Ducati of Pittsburgh Triple X entry for Opalo, Pennsylvania's Cy Lynch in car 42. Starting inside of row number 4 in car number 16, TH, the Newton Racing Honest Abe Roofing Maxim race car for Kevin Thomas Jr., a 3-time winner this year. And that'll actually end his outside, the number 99 out of Leduc, Alberta, Canada, Skylar G. The Logan Fenton Racing Dirt Sharks Excavation Eagle race car, a 3-time winner this year, is Skylar G. Starting inside of row number 5 in car 46, Michael Bauer out of 84, Pennsylvania, the Mobile Bell Bonds Wildwood Collision Triple X chassis to his outside, the 20B of Cody Bova. Cody coming to us out of Struthers, Ohio, the JS Bova Excavating Pro Quality Demolition X1 race car. Moving back to row 6 with the furthest way to go, the 12 of Darren Gallagher out of Butler, PA, the Woodside Plumbing, Peluso Roofing, Kistler-powered RPM chassis to his outside out of the non-qualifiers race. The 29 of Dan Shetler out of Johnstown, PA, the Wildwood Collision, Phoenix Contractors, Triple X chassis. 12 cars. This is Heat Race 2 presented by DMI. Well, lights go down on the Speedway here in DMI Heat Race number 2. Top 5 to the feature. Top 2 move off to the dash. And it's going to be Justin Sanders. Picked up an $82,000 total payday in that dirt cut between the $62,000 payday and lap money. And to his outside, Brent Marks out of Myerstown, Pennsylvania, had a monumental year last year at the Kings Royal and the historical big one. Right now, he's trying to pick up $50,000 in his home state. They're side by side. That's how we want to see him off turn number 4, DMI Heat 2. Top 5 to the feature. 8 laps the distance. We're underway.
Oh, and Marks went backwards. Brian Brown leapfrogged him on the start, goes from the 4th spot to the 2nd spot. By the time they get to turn number 1, he'll move around Sanders and take that position convincingly as they work off of turn number 4. Sanders going to lead lap 1, Brown to 2nd, Marks back to 3rd.
Good stuff for 2nd right now. Brown's got it, and Marks wants to take it back away from him. Meanwhile, Reitzel will shoot up into position number 4 as he goes around Cy Lynch. Out front, it is all Justin Sanders, but it's a good one from 2nd on back.
Big old slider from Brent Marks there to take that 2nd spot back away from Brian Brown. That's a spot in the dash. Brownie falls back to 3rd. Reitzel runs in that 4th spot. Cy Lynch has the final transfer spot. As here's Reitzel. He throws it in on Brown, who gets a nice run of momentum off the outside of turn 2. Battle for 2nd and 1 and 2.
Well, we're getting hints on what this racetrack can hold later. Is good stuff from 2nd on back. Your leader, though, over a 3-second advantage for Justin Sanders. Callie checked out in this one. Is your 2nd through 4th place guys all get over the cushion at 4. And now you've got trouble for your 2nd place car. Brent Marks off the pace down in turn 2.
He is, and it had everybody stacked up there on entry to turn number 1. Marks will hit the infield as Sanders continues to click off the laps. 2 to go next time by. Brown goes to the 2nd spot. Reitzel's 3rd, Cy Lynch 4th, and Kerry Madsen 5th. We were going to have a good little battle for the transfer spot there before Marks pulled off.
But Justin Sanders lives in a different time zone. He's in a different time zone, almost a half a track lead as we work coming back to the white flag. Back in 2nd, Brian Brown. White flag's out one more time around, Dylan.
And Darren Gallagher is set to go a lap down to the race leader, Sanders. Oh, leader Sanders around. He jumped over the infield trying to put Gallagher a lap down. Keeps it going. No yellow, and Brown wasn't close enough to even challenge him and pass him. Oh, my word.
Wow, he had a 5-second lead. It's going to be a lot less at the line. How about that? Justin Sanders gets the win over Brian Brown. Days of Thunder style. 360 doesn't lose the lead. Brian Brown 2nd, Reitzel 3rd, Cy Lynch 4th, Kerry Matson 5th. Lernerville Speedway, how about a round of applause for Justin Sanders?
That's
wow.
Why you go hard in the heat races, because you at least gave yourself a gap to, as you said, do it Days of Thunder style. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Dylan, he took the white flag with a 5-second lead.
Yeah.
He won by 0.9 of a second. Justin Sanders out of Aromas, California, the J&S Classics, Valley Supply, C&D Rigging, Randy Shearer Plumbing entry. We're going to have the replay for everybody watching at home. Brian Brown, Aaron Reitzel, Cy Lynch, and Kerry Matson go to the main event. And right now, you're Justin Sanders, and man, he just got in there a little warm, caught that berm.
Yeah, and he caught it with the left rear, too, which is kind of what spun him around. I think he was going to roll up on it and just got in there too hot.
How did he not stall it?
That was amazing, and kudos to the tower for staying green. Aaron Reitzel finished 3rd, and he's on the front stretch.
Aaron Reitzel does finish third in DMI heat race number 2. Aaron, how's the track right now? Certainly lots of aggressive moves. You and Brian Brown there for second, but how's the racetrack? How's your race car right now?
The track's really wet. It's faster than I've ever seen it, but I think it'll widen up here before too long and make for a good A-main. And yeah, just try to get the car a little better and see what happens.
What's the energy like back in the pit area when you come to a $50,000 to win race? We've got Dale Jr. in the house. Do you kind of feel the intensity a little bit?
Business as usual.
All right, that's Aaron Reitzel. Business as usual. He's locked into tonight's 40-lap feature event after finishing third in DMI heat race number 2.
And spoken like a guy with some work to do, so we'll see if Reitzel can continue to move forward here throughout the remainder of the evening. Heat race number 3 is already on the racetrack, and it's presented by Sunoco Race Fuels. As the largest manufacturer of racing gasoline, Sunoco has a 40-year track record of winning performance, and for the performance your engine is designed to deliver, consistently choose Sunoco Race Fuels. Here's how we'll line them up. In heat race number 3, on the pole from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the Sitgard Engine Oil Western Flyer Express number 5T is Ryan Timms. And 2 is outside from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, the Roth Enterprises HR Livestock Transportation TRD number 83 is James McFadden. Row 2 on the inside from Angola, Indiana, the Race Redeem Foundation Sundollar Restoration Ford Performance number 26. That's Zeb Wise. And 2 is outside from Altoona, Iowa, and the Country Builders Construction Tucker Trucking Ochako West Lumber number 88. That's the big unit, Austin McCarl. Row 3 on the inside from Republic, Ohio, driving for Mark Daly in the Amalie Oils Tubbatow, number 2 MD. That's Cap Henry. To the outside from Waco, Texas, in the Bush's Chicken Iron Wolf Easy Print, number 9. Chase Randall starts in the 6th spot. Inside of row number 4, starting 7th from Greenfield, Indiana, the Freedom Off-Road Smith Titanium, number 19 is C.J. Leary. And to the outside from Kunkletown, Pennsylvania, board car number 6, it's the Wingstop Western Mountain Incorporated Denochick Lodging and Clearing Machine of Ryan Smith. Inside row number 5, starting 9th from Columbia, Missouri, and the Fisher Body Shop Impact Signs, Linville Repair, number 6G, that's Garrett Williamson. And to the outside from Hartford, Ohio, and the Barris Supply, Barris Truck Service, Cub Cadet, number 32, that's Dale Blaney. And in the back row on this one from Evans City, Pennsylvania, starting inside row 6, the Superior Tank and Trailer, Tony Burke Trucking, number 22S of Brandon Spitholler. And on the outside of row number 6, starting 12th out of the non-qualifiers race, from Aurora, Ohio, the Jarrett Company Faucet Parts GSI Transportation number 11J of David Kalb. 12 cars, 8 laps, top 5 transfer to the feature, top 2 to the Sander Engineering DAC. So Ryan Timms, who was fastest in Group B qualifying a little bit ago, will lead us to green in this one.
You have an 8-time feature winner this year on the pole, and Ryan Timms, a 7-time feature winner in James McFadden. And I tell you what, loaded up here. We saw in that last heat race, I think it was a teaser of what the feature could hold tonight, though, is this racetrack. It's not going to slow down a whole lot because it's just too cool. There's too much moisture, but I don't think it takes much. We talked about all the different grooves, the different angles, the different things these drivers can do. And right now we'll see what Heat Race 3 can offer us here, presented by Sunoco Race Fuels.
Well, and the good news is even though it's fast, it's wide, and I think that lends itself to some slide jobs, which is what we've seen so far in these heat races. So Ryan Timms, James McFadden on the front row of this one, Zeb Wise and Austin McCarl in row 2, Cap Henry and Chase Randall in row 3, C.J. Leary, Ryan Smith in row 4, Garrett Williamson and Dale Blaney in row 5 with Brandon Spitholler and David Kalb in the back. Top 5 transfer to the feature, top 2 to the Sander Engineering Dash for 8 laps here in Sunoco Race Fuels Heat Race number 3.
Looking good so far. Have them side by side. Timms and McFadden. Green flags up, and it's a drag race off into 1 and 2. McFadden peeks to the outside. Timms down low. McFadden to the lead as that was a near miss through 1 and 2.
McFadden slammed the door on him. He wanted that bottom groove at least to hold it through 1 and 2. One off the racetrack on the back straightaway will stay green. McFadden will lead lap 1 over Timms, McCarl, Wise, and Cap Henry. Now Brandon Spitholler spun around to the front stretch. Will go yellow.
Spitholler draws the caution. Dale Blaney back to the pits as, not sure what happened to the 32 car, but out of this one as Spitholler facing the wrong direction. And I missed that one admittedly. I don't know if you saw what happened or not, Dylan.
I didn't. They were all kind of scattering there in the back. He started inside of row 6.
They'll get that car pushed back off. Well, that's one thing. He didn't really lose any ground,
Yep.
but still little unnerving. Down to Chris.
Yeah, it was just a little bit of contact. Again, they were jockeying for position off of corner number 4, and a car right ahead of Brandon got a little loose. There was slight contact with the left rear, and around Brandon Spithaler went. So not what one of our local drivers wanted to do, of course, is a former race winner here, track champion, but is going to have to start at the tail of this heat race. Now, luckily, just one lap was scored, so has an opportunity to make up some positions.
Well, and you didn't know it. You literally described the instant replay as it happened up in the booth, Chris. So job well done. And, yeah, they've got Brandon Spithaler turned back around. As he said, former track champion here. Going to try to get that race car pushed off as we've got 1 lap down, 7 laps to go in Sunoco Race Fuels heat race number 3. And I tell you what, aggressive racetrack, you got to be aggressive, and that's what we saw McFadden do on the start.
Well, and as you well know, Ben, I mean, the track position here is also important, and even though the draw, you know, with the dash goes to the top 2, I think you always want to win these heat races just to be able to draw first in the dash, redraw in just a little while, and give yourself at least mentally the best shot you can to start as high up as you can in the dash.
Well, if you're McFadden, you've got to have a good restart here because you got a pack of hungry dogs knocking on the back porch with Timms, McCarl, Wise, and Henry. 1 down, 7 to go. Sunoco Race Fuels Heat 3 back underway.
Timms tried the high side there on the restart. McFadden took off, opened the door for Austin McCarl on the bottom. That's the race for second. McCarl backing up now to Zeb Wise, who runs in the 4th spot. They work down into turn number 3. Cap Henry right there as well. It's a 3-car battle for the 3rd spot.
Good battle for 3rd on back. Henry on the hot seat, the 5th and final transfer, but he's got breathing room over Leary. Meanwhile, McCarl slipped off a 2 a little bit. Now it allows Wise to close in. Out front, though, it's all James McFadden with 3 down, 5 to go.
McCarl struggled a little bit through 1 and off of turn number 2, and that's where Wise has seemed to be able to pick up some momentum. Doesn't there. Zeb got a little botched up on his entry. Cross flag's already in the air, though, for the race leader, James McFadden. He and Ryan Timms are checked out and gone from this battle for the 3rd spot. McCarl has it on the right of your screen, the red 88 with Zeb Wise there in the Redeem Racing 26 in the 4th spot. Cap Henry still holds on to the 5th and final transfer.
5 down, 3 to go through 1 and 2. They work through the middle of the racetrack. Cushion is about halfway down the track in 1 and 2. 3 and 4, it's much higher on the racetrack, but it's going to be there all night. Don't look now, but Ryan Timms is reeling in your leader, James McFadden.
2 to go, and the cushion in 3 and 4. Can't get as good of a look at it in 1 and 2, but the cushion in 3 and 4 is a legitimate cushion. It's ledgy right in the middle of the corner, and it's only going to get stiffer and taller the longer we go and the more guys run up there on it as the white flag waves for James McFadden here in heat race number 3.
James McFadden will work down the back straightaway about Tim Carr. Links over Ryan Timms. Final time off into turns 3 and 4.
They'll have the David Land lap car on the bottom there, but it won't matter. Checkered flag is out for James McFadden. He'll pick up the win, and Ryan Timms finishes second. Both of them are headed to the dash. Austin McCarl holds on to 3rd. Zeb Wise is 4th, and Cap Henry finishes 5th. Those 5 cars locked into tonight's $50,000 to win feature.
Ryan Smith, C.J. Leary, Chase Randall, Garrett Williams, and everybody else will head off to consolation event action.
How about it, race fans? Your Sunoco Race Fuels Heat Race number 3 winner and the Roth Enterprises number 83. How about it for J-Mac, James McFadden? He and Ryan Timms head to the Sander Engineering Dash. Austin McCarl, Zeb Wise, and Cap Henry, the 5 transfers from that one. And here comes Austin McCarl around the racetrack, fresh off of his 2nd Knoxville Raceway Track Championship. Go with his first title in 2018. And he's down with Chris.
Absolutely. So a lot of success at Knoxville, but it's been a while since Austin McCarl has been here to Lernerville Speedway. Austin, I know it's been a minute. Bring back memories ripping around here?
Not really, no. I was telling somebody earlier I wish I wouldn't have watched any videos because it was nothing like this. But no, racetrack's definitely got some character. Super happy to be out here on the East Coast. Wish we could stay a little longer, but we got to head out west. Just want to thank Weldon Ophil, everyone at Country Brothers Construction, Jeff and Heidi Tucker, Ochoco West, Muddy Stealth Cam Walkers, Penske Racing Shocks, Ryder Racing Engines. We got a little work to do to get better in the feature, but we're in the show. And just want to say badass crowd. Thanks for everybody for coming out. And it's going to be a great 40 laps.
Appreciate it. Again, that's Austin McCarl, Sunoco Heat Race number 3, finished 3rd position. He mentioned it. He's got a shot. He's in the show, has some work to do, but that 88 car has been fast all season long with the High Limit Sprint Car Series. I wouldn't be surprised, Dylan and Ben, if he works his way up toward the front.
Well, he said he was last here in 05 watching his dad race here, turning the first laps here tonight. He's into the big show. We get set now for fourth and final heat race of the night, presented by BR Motorsports. When it comes to sprint car parts, there's only one place to shop, and that is BR Motorsports. With over 250,000 parts in stock and fast same-day shipping, along with the most knowledgeable sales staff in the industry, it's no wonder why BR Motorsports is the leaders in sprint car technology. Visit them at brmotorsports.com or call toll-free 1-800-328-3333. All those threes, but we're talking about four right now. Heat race number 4, and on the pole it'll be David Gravel out of Watertown, Connecticut. And the Big Game Motorsports Houston Speedway, Billion Automotive, Maxim Race Car, 10-time winner this year, starting to his outside in car 13, the Tom Book Racing Avanti windows and doors, Coastal Race Parts, RPM chassis for Justin Peck out of Monrovia, Indiana, currently 4th in the High Limit Series point standings. Starting inside of row number 2, driver that currently 3rd in the series points out of Visalia, California, it's Corey Elias in the CMS Racing Maxim chassis, sponsored by High Plains Buildings. And to his outside, it'll be the 57-year current points leader, Kyle Larson out of Elk Grove, California, in the Paul Silva Racing, Finley Farms, Fulkins Brothers Trucking, Schnee Race Car. Starting inside of row number 3, the 9K car of Casey Kane. He comes to us out of Enumclaw, Washington, and the Maxim Race Car Caravan Fuel Me Team ASE number 9 into his outside in the number 70. That'll be 2005 Knoxville Nationals champion, the Premier Motorsports Lumber and Things Incorporated J&J chassis entry for Craig Kinzer. Inside of row 4, the 11B, Carl Bowser out of Butler, Pennsylvania, the Krill Recycling Turner Dairy Farms entry into his outside, the 2F car, now a 7-time Lernerville Speedway track champion, A.J. Flick, the Ferguson Heating and AC. Fenced by Maintenance Service, Maxim Race Car for A.J. Flick. Row 5 will be the 4 of Chris Wyndham out of Canton, Illinois, a one-time winner this year, the Brett Lane Racing, NOS Energy Drink, L8's Custom Trailers and Carts number 4, and to his outside, the 3J of Dusty Zomer, currently 8th in the high limit points. Out of Brandon, South Dakota, the Zomer Trucking Primetime Express entry. And on the back row, the furthest way to go in this one, we'll have the 7NY of Matt Farnham out of Total Honda, New York. That one just gets more fun as the night goes on. And to his outside, the number 99 in car of Cameron Nastasi out of Hubbard, Ohio. 12 cars, 8 laps, top 5 to the big show.
Final call for the 50-50. I believe it's up to $4,600, if I read that sign right. So final call if you want to get in on that action.
Well, we're going to get in on BR Motorsports Heat Race number 4 action right now. 12 cars, again, 8 times around this 4/10 mile oval, which is wicked fast right now. Top 5 move on to the feature. Top 2 will move off to the redraw. And you get a look there from the drone, the Joy of Seating drone, our good old buddy, Randy LaJoy. We thank him for sponsoring the drone here tonight. FloRacing giving us the view from the Joy of Seating drone, the best seat in the house. As on the front row of this one, David Gravel and Justin Peck, 2 mashers. And we're going to see who can win the drag race to turn number 1. 4th and final heat race of the night, presented by BR Motorsports. Looking to have them even and straight. They look good so far. Green flags up. Dylan, we're underway in heat number 4.
Gravel got on it and got him going early in 3 and 4. Got out to a nice lead. As look at Kyle Larson going 4 in the fluff around the outside of Peck and Eliason to go from the 4th starting spot to 2nd and a spot in the dash with that move. Eliason slides Peck for 3rd. The 13 car of Peck crosses him back over. That's the race for 3rd and 1.
Meanwhile, Peck will slide up in front of Elias, and Eliason turns back down the hill. They battle down the back straightaway. That's the battle for 3rd coming into your living room. Slider from Elias and Peck back down the hill. This is fun in Heat 4.
Craig Kinzer has the 5th spot, but well behind these two as they continue to duke it out for the 3rd spot. Eliason got a little snug there off the exit at turn 2, allows Peck another shot into turn 3, dials up another big slider across the nose of Eliason. Great stuff here for 3rd. It's allowing the top 2 to get away, though. That's the spot for the dash redraw. These two finally seem like they may have sorted it out with Peck in 3rd, Eliason 4th, Craig Kinzer 5th as David Gravel continues to lead.
Yeah, Casey Kane running out of time. We're halfway home. 4 down, 4 to go. Gravel out front by 0.6 of a second over Larson, who started 4th. Back in 3rd, it'll be Peck. Eliason in the 4th spot. And in 5th right now, Craig Kinzer, as it's all David Gravel, Kyle Larson, and tow.
Well, that move for Larson is just the kind of move you need to make to kind of take your night into your own hands. goes from potentially starting outside the top 10 to now he's got a shot to obviously start inside the top 8 here. If he can finish this one off and hold on to at least the second spot as the laps continue to click away for Gravel, he'll see the white flag this time by as he tries to work through some slower traffic.
Yeah, he's working on Cameron Nastasi. Don't look now. Here comes Kyle Larson, and you got a battle for the lead with 1 to go in BR Motorsports heat number 4 as they work through 1 and 2.
And Larson got a shot, but it's not going to be enough down the back straightaway. Gravel able to escape. He'll come to the heat 4 win.
Out of turn 4, checkered flags out. David Gravel wins. Kyle Larson in second. Third will go to Justin Peck. Fourth to Corey Eliason. Fifth to Craig Kinzer. Looks like we lost the transponder on Casey Kane. He was in sixth, and it's Wyndham, Flick, Bowser, Farnham, and Zomer. Taking your fifth and final transfer, Craig Kinzer in car number 70. He moves off to the big show out of Bloomington, Indiana. Fourth to California's Corey Eliason. Third to Justin Peck out of Indiana. Second to California's Kyle Larson. And your winner out of Watertown, Connecticut, the Big Game Motorsports Houston Speedway, Billion Automotive, Jackson Motorplex. Car number 2 for David Gravel. That one got fun in a hurry as Gravel and Larson move off to the redraw. But your third place finisher, Justin Peck, is sliding around to get a word with Chris. We'll throw it down trackside.
Thank you so much, Ben, as Justin Peck, your third place finisher, pulls down here to the front straightaway. Of course, your Kokomo Speedway High Limit Sprint Car Series winner. And a lot of laps around racetracks, including here and all over Pennsylvania and Ohio. Justin Peck, boy, heck of a battle there early on with Corey Eliason. What's the racetrack doing right now? Or is that slick middle starting to develop where we're going to see some bombs here coming up in a little bit?
Yeah, it's this place is pretty fast right now. I mean, it is starting to slick up, but it's still pretty narrow. So it's kind of tough to get racing with guys. You almost have to, be really precise with what you're doing. But it's a shame we didn't get in the dash there, man. It's this thing just seems like we've been fighting a little bit of an electrical problem, kind of chasing it, change mag box and stuff there before that heat race, and didn't seem to help at all. So got to go back and try and get the 13 cars pretty fast. So like I said, if we can get this thing tuned up, I think we'll be moving forward.
How critical are these starts and restarts going to be, especially with knowing how this racetrack may play out and how fast it's going to be? Got to take what you can get, right?
Yeah, you got to take them as you get them, and you better do it quick because, even there, Corey and I are racing together, but by the time we got done racing, the top 2 were so strung out, and it took lap traffic for me to be able to get back to them. So, like I said, you're going to have to make your moves quick, and you're going to have to do it fast.
All right, we'll see you a little bit later on in the feature. Justin Peck, your third place finisher in Sunoco Race Products Heat Race number 4.
Good stuff all across the board there with all 4 of those heat races, and the dash cars are set obviously with the top 2 as our first 20 cars that will make up the feature lineup. We'll give you the lineups and all of that in just a little while. We're going to step aside quickly on FloRacing, and we'll come back with the C-Main being the next product on the racetrack here from the Commonwealth Clash at Lernerville. of your targets assembled down there in the infield?
We do, Dylan. We're ready to go. Again, these are your top 2 finishers in each of the 4 heat races, going to determine where they line up for today's dash. Let's welcome Brad Sweet, your winner of heat race number 1, TJ Ford heat race number 1. Brian Walker has the card, and Brad seriously, he's got the ace. Starts on the pole. Brad, you're contending for a World of Outlaw championship yet again, but back behind the wheel in a high limit race. How good is it to go for 50 grand? And obviously your chances just got better.
Yeah, I can only imagine the conspiracy theories there, but honestly, the track's really fast, so starting up front's gonna be key. It's gonna be a long 40 laps. Lap traffic's gonna be tricky with how wet it is, and definitely gonna have some tear-offs on tonight. So definitely gonna have to be up in the seat to try to win 50 grand. Napa Auto Parts car's been fast right out of the gate, so just happy to see a big crowd out here tonight, and then hopefully we can put on a good show here in this 40-lap main event later on.
All right, that's Brad Sweet again. New track record here at Lernerville. Let's welcome James McFadden, winner of heat race number 3. Come on up here, James. James McFadden, you're next. Winner of heat race number 3. Brian Walker has the cards here in the high limit room. And a 7. Oh, boy, that Toyota's going to have to be ripping here from 7th. What do you think so far? We haven't seen you since Wayne County, but welcome back to high limit.
Yeah, thanks. It's good to be here. It's a really fun racetrack. It's a little more grip than I'm used to around this place, but I'm sure they'll do a good job and widen it out for us. Yeah, it's good to be in the dash. Obviously, we get to try some stuff now, starting as far back as we are. So hi to Dennis and Teresa back in California, and hopefully we can get this Toyota up front.
All right, we'll see him coming from 7th position. That's James McFadden. Justin Sanders is next. Come on up, Justin. All right, Brian Walker's got a car. We still have outside front row available. And the Macri 39 driver draws a 2, so he does. Okay, so how's the race car here tonight?
Oh, it was really good until I tried to give it away on that last lap. But no, the car was really good. I felt like we were setting a pretty good pace and felt pretty comfortable here for my first time here. So we'll go back and try to finish good and start up front for this.
All right, start second. Again, 6th dash appearance for Mr. Sanders. All right, David Gravel. David has a couple opportunities here, and he'll draw the 6. Okay, a little bit deeper than you want, but, dude, that thing was rolling in the heat race. What do you think? Where's this racetrack going? I know it's a lot of grip. It's been fast, but do you see it changing at all?
Man, it's going to change a little bit. I wish it was the normal slick Lernerville, but 1 and 2 is really, really juiced up right now. 3 and 4, I think, will end up racing good. It's going to take a little bit of time, but this is just cold temperature, kind of been rainy all week, so it's a little bit expected, but definitely didn't want the 6, but I didn't want the 8 either. So we'll take 6, try to get to that second row, and see what we do in the future.
All right, well, he'll be fun to watch. David Gravel again rolling off from 6. All right, let's welcome Tyler Courtney, finished 2nd in heat race number 1. Sunshine back with us. Don't forget your card. And an 8. Yeah, go ahead and just toss it on the ground, bud. You don't really have much luck when it comes to this deal.
No, it is what it is. So just happy to be back. I didn't get to run here early in the year with the All-Stars, but it's awesome to see a packed crowd, and I know racing for 50 grand tonight. Starting 8's not ideal, but our Nice to Drink Z-Max LA's Custom Trailers car is really good, and I think the track's gonna end up working pretty good. I think it's gonna get interesting when we get in traffic and stuff like that. So just excited to see a packed crowd and be able to be racing for this kind of money on a Tuesday night's pretty damn cool, and try to put on a show for these people.
All right, race fans, let him hear his Sunshine coming from the trunk in 8th position. All right, Ryan Timms, flying Ryan. There he is. Look alive. Couple cards are left. We've got 3. Opportunity maybe for a 5, and he does. How about that? Okay, we saw your race was getting pretty testy out there. Some good battles. What do you think is going to shape up here with this 5T?
Yeah, we're really good in hot laps. Had a lot of speed in qualifying, and that's kind of been our issue lately. We just can't really get qualified, and so we finally got that down tonight at least. And we lost a spot in the heat race, but could kind of just stay pace with James there. And so I'm feeling really confident going into this deal, and hopefully the track widens out a little bit, and we can get some passing done.
All right, Ryan Timms. We've got 2 cards left. Brian Brown, you're up first. A 3 and a 4. And that'll determine where Kyle Larson starts. And he's got the 3. Okay, inside of row 2. Wow. All right, it's a little bit chilly. We're used to the slick racetrack, but what do you think? Does this 21 get up front? I know it's good to be in the dash when we're going for 50 grand.
Yeah, absolutely. This is such an awesome event on a Tuesday night. Just want to thank all you fans for coming out. It's pretty awesome to see you guys out here in this bigger crowd, and just an awesome event. You look forward to events throughout the years, not races, and this is an event. Kyle and Brad did a great job. Want to welcome Dale Jr. here. I know a lot of people are here to see, and maybe they haven't seen the sprint car race before, but welcome. You guys are about to see a show, and going to be pretty awesome. The Casey's FEP car has been pretty good all night long, and looking forward to a good dash here and a good A main.
All right, congratulations, by the way, on your Chiefs. They're rolling pretty good.
Go Chiefs.
That's Brian Brown going to start from third, and Young Money Kyle Larson's going to start from position number 4. Okay, we've seen you come from deeper, but what do you think from the 4 spot here, going for 50 grand? Can you stop some of these outlaw guys?
We have most times this year. So no, but it's yeah. I mean, I'll take the 4. I wasn't expecting really to make the dash. The start went a lot better than I anticipated it going. So that was good to get to a dash spot, but I felt really good in the heat. So we'll see. I think the track's going to end up really good. I think 3 and 4 is in a good spot right now, and we still have a lot of racing left to go. 1 and 2, I think them packing the top again is going to help it a lot. So should be some great racing here coming forward.
All right, Kyle Larson rounds out our dash drivers. He'll roll off in the 4th position. There you have it, folks. We'll see him just a little bit to determine tonight's top 8 starting spots in 40 laps of feature racing here for $50,000. Dylan and Ben?
So your dash lineup again, one more time. Brad Sweet continues the string of good performances here. He was the fast qualifier, won his heat race, and drew the 1 in the dash, so he'll be on the pole. Alongside Justin Sanders, row 2 will be Brian Brown and Kyle Larson. Ryan Timms and David Gravel in row 3, James McFadden, Tyler Courtney in row 4. That will be a lucky number 7 laps, and the finish of that will be your first 4 rows of the feature lineup. That comes after the C main, which I believe is in staging and getting ready to push onto the racetrack, so we'll go ahead and give you that lineup right now. This will be 10 laps with the top 4 transferring to the back of the B main. Jeremy Weaver will be on the pole in car number 5 alongside Evans City, Pennsylvania's Brandon Spithaler.
Starting inside of row 2, Darren Gallagher out of Butler, PA, and the 12 into his outside. I get it every race.
Yeah, you do. I don't think I've gotten it once tonight.
Tonawanda, New York. It's Matt Farnham. I'm pretty sure I didn't say it the same any 2 times either. And the 7 car, Farnham, will start outside of row 2.
Inside of row number 3, it'll be the 70M of Henry Malkowit. And to his outside from Aurora, Ohio, the 11J is David Kalb.
Scheduled to start inside of row 4 is Hunter Schurenberg out of Sykeston, Missouri, but pretty sure that I saw that hauler heading out the door. So, anyway, we'll see. Stranger things have happened. To his outside, Dusty Zomer out of Brandon, South Dakota in the 3J, scheduled to start outside of row 4.
Row 5 on the inside will be the 29 of Dan Shetler, with Hartford, Ohio's Dale Blaney in car 32, scheduled to start 10th.
Row 6 will be the 99N of Cameron Nastasi out of Hubbard, Ohio. And to his outside, Brandon Fredericks out of Hillsville, Pennsylvania in the 1F.
Inside of row number 7 in car 47, that's Brett Brunkenhofer from Hubbard, Ohio. And to his outside from Cabot, Pennsylvania in the 4K car, that is Todd Bergard.
Moving back to row 8, the 33 of Brent Mattis out of Wampum, Pennsylvania. And to his outside, Darren Pfeiffer out of Reynoldsville, Pennsylvania in the 23.
Row 9 was scheduled to be Tim Buckwalter and Brandon Mattis. I believe both of them has, I think actually these entire 5 cars at the back are not here anymore. So that was supposed to be Tim Buckwalter, Brandon Mattis, Zack Hampton, Connor Morrell, and Parker Price Miller. But we believe all 5 of those cars have called it a night. So should leave us with 16 cars in our C main. Again, 10 laps in the top 4 will transfer to the back of the B main. We'll run the Sander Engineering Dash, and then the Kane Screen Print B main, which will be 12 laps. The top 4 finishers transfer to the back of the feature. Well, we've been waiting all night to hear from our guest of honor, and Chris Wilner has caught up with Dale Earnhardt Jr. down in the infield.
That's right. Our guest of honor, Dale Earnhardt Jr., is actually getting behind the wheel right now of one of our push trucks. He's going to go off and experience what that's like. But let's talk about the vantage point from the infield. Go and watch these sprint cars rip around. What's it been like for you as a first-time sprint car viewer in person?
Well, the speed's everything you hear it is. The drivers are insane. Such bravery to be able to go out there and just throw it in the corner like that. It's insane. Watching qualifying and Brad go out there and run that lap was, that was a big deal for me to see the speed of the car get down into 1 and him just commit. But it's awesome. Having a lot of fun. The track is fun to watch the track change a little bit. I'm gonna ride with Karen here. She's been pushing cars for a long time, and I feel like I'm in good hands. So. She's done 50 races this year from Florida to New York. So meeting a lot of great people like her. All the fans been great tonight. And a lot of racing left, so we're having fun.
Obviously, you and Kyle have talked about this day for a long time after he did the Cars Tour race. Is there anything that surprised you that you're like, man, I didn't expect that?
Well, I knew it was going to be a huge crowd. I knew it was going to be extremely, popular event. I knew that they were going to do a great job, as far as putting the event on and the efficiency of the event. Having cars on track all the time. I don't know. The camaraderie has been amazing. Everything's been great. The food, even drank some local beer. It's been great. So checking all the boxes.
Okay, have you had the itch yet to maybe get behind the wheel, at least sit in one? Kyle said he's a little too small for you to fit in the seat, but you want to give it a try?
Absolutely. I mean, if any kind of racer, you're curious about it, and I'd love to learn. I know Jimmy drove Bowman's car last year, so I'm sure there's a scenario where I could get an understanding of what they're doing. But after sitting here and watching those guys go around the track, I have no business out there trying to compete with them. That's insane and impressive how good they are, and I really admire the skill it takes. So glad I'm able to be here to witness it. Looking forward to seeing many more races in my future.
Well, have fun tonight, and thanks for being here.
All right, thank you.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., ladies and gentlemen, behind the wheel of one of our push trucks. Give him a wave and a shout as he goes out on the racetrack and fires off some sprint cars here tonight.
That young man sitting in the back seat's going to be a rock star when he gets to school tomorrow. He's been riding around with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, he gets to be a Dale Jr.
That was fantastic.
That's awesome. And that's kind of exactly the reaction I think I expected him to have. I got a chance to talk to him briefly at Bristol a couple weeks ago before he jumped back behind the wheel of his Xfinity car and raced for the first time this year. And he had a lot on his mind, but I could tell he was excited about being able to come here and check this out. And he's a guy that just appreciates, guys doing amazing things, which is frankly what these guys are all doing tonight. These 58 cars that have been in the pit area, it never ceases to amaze me when you watch the commitment and the speed that they carry around these racetracks and how easy they make it look. And it's great to hear Dale's perspective on that as a first-time viewer. And it's refreshing because we see a lot of races and sometimes you lose that perspective, but it's great to hear his thoughts on that as you see him there chatting with Kyle Larson.
Well, in this racetrack, there is no margin for error tonight. You're at warp speed and you're battling for position. And, there's a $50,000 carrot that's dangling at the end of the rope. There's just a lot going on. So, it is cool to see him out here, and it'd be cool to see him get into one of the cars, maybe like maybe Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Dale Blaney's car. Maybe that would make sense a little bit. But, no, that's cool. We're getting ready for the C-Main. The C-Main's going to be coming up. We'll send the top four. And it's worth noting as well, if you look at the lineups, Brent Marks retired early from his heat race mechanical issues. He starts on the pole of the B-Main. You might ask why. Well, the two fastest times from Capital Renegade qualifying that don't go into the feature via the heats, they start on the front row of the B-Main. So that's why you've got Brent Marks and Casey Kane up there, albeit Casey missed his transfer by one spot, but that's why Brent is not in the C-Main. And that's the kind of deal where how important qualifying is, because otherwise, let's say he's fifth fastest, he's going to be starting at the back of a C-Main all of a sudden, but now he has a chance to be on the pole position of the B-Main coming up after this one.
Yeah, every time you're on the racetrack, that's one cool thing about this format. Every time you're on the racetrack, it matters, and it ultimately can set you up for success later on in the night. One more thing, too, on Dale Jr., we probably need to give credit to, I guess it would be his nephew, his sister Kelly's son, Wyatt Miller, is a great little up-and-coming dirt racer as well. So Dale's been to some dirt races, and, of course, he's watched Carson Elledge, his family there watch her race as well. So Dale's been to plenty of dirt races, but first sprint car race he's been to. So certainly glad to have him here tonight. We gave you the C-Main lineup. We see those cars out on the racetrack, and as we said, 10 laps, top four finishers will transfer to the B. We'll go right into the Sander Engineering Dash at the conclusion of this C-Main, and then right into the B-Main as well to try to keep things moving and then get cars on the racetrack for the 40-lap, $50,000 to win feature event. And we haven't really talked about it tonight so far, Ben, but the Durst Dice Roll, which has taken on several different iterations throughout the course of this year at this point with 3 races left. But what it's been settled on effectively is that we'll roll a couple of dice here in just a little while, and the numbers that those 2 dice come to a sum of, whoever starts in that position in the feature is eligible for that much extra money. So if we roll a 10, whoever starts 10th in the feature is eligible for an extra $10,000. So it's $1,000 per position. And that just incentivizes some guys even more to get up on the wheel and make some big moves if the opportunity's there. So somebody potentially could be going home with more than $50,000 at the end of this, which is always exciting.
Possibly $62,000.
That's right.
So you're telling me there's a chance
there
right
is.
now. Well, I tell you what, there's been a lot of learning curves throughout this year. I know they're already looking ahead to different things for next year, but man, selfishly, richest race in Lernerville history. I want him to roll a couple of sixes, and I want that winner to come from 12th. Let's just go for it at the line. As again, here in the C main, 10 laps will be the distance. It's going to be Jeremy Weaver and Brandon Spithaller, your front row, the 5 and the 22. They'll be forming up behind them. I believe the last of the cars are making their way out of the staging lanes. And I tell you what, it is. We keep talking about it, but we're talking about it because it's amazing, Dylan. This crowd tonight.
It is.
It is just, it's so awesome to see this. We know it's getting late in the year. We know budgets are getting tight, and it's awesome to see you folks out here spending your hard-earned money and showing the dirt track racing is alive and well in this country. We do thank you for that. You go to highlimitracing.com for more information on everything to do with the series. And don't forget Lernerville.com, brand new website over there this year. Check them out, as they've had a lot of great races here this year. They still have some racing left, and, of course, a big 2024 just around the corner.
The High Limit Series, as we said, down to their final 3 races, will be in action each of the next 2 weeks. Bridgeport next week in New Jersey, just on the other side of the bridge of Philadelphia. And then, of course, the season finale at Putnamville on October the 10th to crown a champion. You see the schedule there on Flow. You can catch both of those races, of course, right here on FloRacing.
And, hey, if you're in this area and you want to check out some late models, come see me tomorrow night.
There you go.
About 2.5 hours south of here. We'll be down at Tyler County Speedway, Castro FloRacing Night in America. Round number 9, Bobby Pierce, Ricky Thornton Jr., those guys all going head-to-head down there. We'd love to see. If not, it'll be live on FloRacing, and a lot of great racing. Some of these teams are going to head up, get ready for Williams Grove, the National Open this week. We got the BC 39 getting ready to kick off, and, man, I tell you what, that race has become a must-see TV event. I mean, just incredible, the racing the past few years.
And it's gone from 2 days to now 4 days.
Right.
They start, they practice tomorrow, and they'll run the Stoops Pursuit race, which is always entertaining, kind of a unique format that effectively encourages drivers to make passes, because if they don't, they're done for the event. So that sets the stage, and then 3 nights of racing for real down at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway dirt track, 2 prelim nights on Thursday and Friday, and then the grand finale on Saturday with big money on the line there. So always enjoy. I've been fortunate enough to compete in that race a couple of times myself, and it's just one of those events that needs no explanation. You're racing at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and it's an awesome opportunity for everybody that'll get the chance to do that this weekend.
Well, and it would be cool enough if Indianapolis Motor Speedway was the backdrop. You were ground zero. You were inside Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Well, we have had some scratches out of this one, my friend. We were looking for up to 21. How about 1/3? We've got 7. And 4 of them are going to move on. 3 of them, it just wasn't their night. As we come to the green flag out of turn 4, this is the C main. 10 laps of scheduled distance. Top 4 to the back of the B main. And Weaver and Spithaller bring us to the green flag, and they drag race off into 1 and 2.
Spithaller going to get the advantage there on the outside as Weaver pulls the front tires up. Battle for 3rd, heating up behind him. That's David Kalb on the inside. They work out of turn number 4. Matt Farnham's on the outside there in the 7 car. He'll take that spot into turn number 1.
Down the back straightaway, it's all Spithaller out in front. Weaver sits in the 2nd spot. Farnham back there in 3rd. Now there is a battle for 4th. Cobb Jr.'s got it. He's got company as Zomer trying to get to him, but now Zomer will lose a little bit of ground, and this one's going to go by in a hurry as we work lap 3. They have cut it to 8 laps due to the field was cut by 2/3, so
Probably
we'll be 8 laps. Top 4 move on.
Yeah, so already 5 to go here for race leader Brandon Spithaller. 1 goes off the racetrack there on the backstretch. Will stay green. Spithaller is already half-tracking him as he gets the cross flags in. 4 down, 4 to go here. Jeremy Weaver rides in the 2nd spot. Matt Farnham starting to close in on him in 3rd. David Kalb still has the 4th spot with Dusty Zomer in 5th. And I believe it was Cameron Nastasi who's the last car out on the racetrack right now.
Yes, sir. 6 cars remain. Meanwhile, 2 laps remain for your leader, Jeremy Weaver, as for Spithaler. Spithaler's so far out in front, I forgot that he wasn't the lead. He was the leader. He's going to see the white flag a half a track in front of your second place runner, Jeremy Weaver.
Former track champion back here in 2013, four-time winner here, so he knows his way around this facility. Just a tough start to the night. He'll work his way into turn number 3, and out of 4, checkered flag, or white flag, I should say, waving in the C main here for Spithaler as Weaver comes around with Farnham in the 3rd spot, and David Kalb still has 4th.
Kalb in the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, your leader off of 4, checkered flag is out. Spithaler will win the C main. Brandon Spithaler takes the win, and he's going to do it by half a track as now your second place car at the line, Jeremy Weaver.
Matt Farnham finishes 3rd, and David Kalb will keep racing. He finishes 4th, and they're headed to the B main. Everybody else to the trailer and calling it a night. So your 4 transfers from the C main, David Kalb finishes 4th, Matt Farnham 3rd, Jeremy Weaver finishes 2nd, and your C main winner from Evans City, Pennsylvania, the 22, Brandon Spithaler.
Well, we should be getting set now for the Sanders Engineering Dash, and this will determine the way the top 8 starters will start here tonight. 7 laps the distance for 8 cars, and Brad Sweet, I hope he bought a 50-50 ticket because so far he's perfect on the night track record. Obviously, fast time, wins his heat, draws the pole for the dash, and now he's trying to earn the pole for the feature. He'll start on the pole out of Grass Valley, California. The Napa Auto Parts car number 49, your 4-time defending World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car champion and your current points leader. Meanwhile, Justin Sanders alongside out of Aromas, California, and cart number 39M.
On the inside of row number 2 from Higginsville, Missouri, in the Casey's FVP, Andy's Frozen Custard number 21. That's Blackjack Brian Brown. And to the outside, starting in the 4th spot, that's where he started in his heat race when he made that big move in turn 1 aboard the FloRacing Findlay Farms HendrickCars.com number 57. It's Young Money, Kyle Larson.
Starting inside of row number 3, and the Sit Guard, Sit Go engine oil. Car number 5T out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 17-year-old. That'll be Ryan Timms. And starting to his outside in cart number 2, a $250,000 winner earlier this year in the High Banks Nationals, David Gravel out of Watertown, Connecticut, in car number 2.
And in the back row on this one, starting in the 7th position from Alice Springs, Northern Territory, in the TRD, Roth Enterprises HR Livestock number 83, that's James McFadden. And starting in the back in the 8th spot from Indianapolis, Indiana, the Clausen Marshall Racing NOS Energy Drink Z-Max Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts 7BC, that is Sunshine, Tyler Courtney. 7 laps, and the feature finish, or the finish of this one, lines us up for the first 4 rows of the feature event. Dash winners this year with the High Limit Sprint Car Series. We've had a nice variety. We've had 8 previously, and all 8 have been won by a different driver. Tyler Courtney won the first one with Brent Marks, Chase Randall, Parker Price Miller, Rico Abreu, Kyle Larson, Corey Day, and Robbie Price, all picking up Sander Engineering Dash wins throughout the year. It's a $250 credit if you win, and more importantly, the chance to be the Valvoline pole sitter for the feature event.
Well, you've seen them between every race taking that tractor out there trying to knock that cushion down a little bit, stirred around. The moisture just keeps coming back, man. On a night like this,
hard to keep up with it.
It does, but man, they're trying. So we'll have this dash, and then we'll get ready for the B main, presented by Kane Screen Printing. That'll come up after this, and then all that'll be left, 40-lap main event as we make history, richest event in the history of Lernerville Speedway, with Brad Sweet and Justin Sanders on the front row of this one. The lights go down on the Speedway behind the pace truck, and Brad Sweet batting 100 here tonight. Or I guess you could say 1,000, batting 1,000 tonight, trying to stay ahead, trying to go after 50,000 later tonight. And to his outside, Justin Sanders, all California front row here for the Sanders Engineering Dash as they come our way, Dylan.
And everybody's talked about all night how important these starts are going to be, so let's see who gets up and makes a move here. Sweet on the hammer, down the hill, green flag in the Sanders Engineering Dash for 7 laps and a chance to start on the front row. Sanders crosses over Sweet, tries to make a move. The big cat going to lead off of turn 2. Kyle Larson will go by Sanders and into the second spot.
Larson got a big run off of 2 up into second, trying to make it a family affair on the front row for tonight's main event. 1 down, 6 to go, and Sweet has checked out early in this one.
That track position and clean air, always big here in these early races in the program. Brad Sweet's got it right now. Larson in second. Here's a battle a little bit further back. That's for 5th. James McFadden to the inside of Brian Brown. Ryan Timms will come by with him.
Yeah, Brian Brown fighting maybe a little bit of a tight race car as that car was all up on the cushion, had the wheels turned to the left. Out front, 3 down, 4 to go, and it's Brad Sweet over Larson, Sanders, Gravel, McFadden, Timms, Brown, and Courtney. That's your top 8.
Courtney hasn't been able to do much there from the back. He's trying to challenge Brian Brown now for 7th as they work another one in the books here. 3 laps to go right there for Brad Sweet. Larson's starting to close in on him just a little bit, but I don't know if he's going to have enough time. We'll see 2 to go right here.
2 to go off 4, and we talked about 4 in the fluff, and that's the difference in the 2. Your leader, Brad Sweet, just below the cushion. Meanwhile, we see Larson up in it, not mattering right now as Sweet pulls away, and they race back to the white flag out of turn number 4.
Larson's single-handedly trying to move the cushion up through 3 and 4. He did it last time. And we'll have a good racetrack here after some laps in the B-main. Look at him up above the cushion again in 1 and 2, trying to pack it in and widen it out. But it's all for naught, at least in the dash. Off of turn 4, it's going to be a family feud on the front row for $50,000. Brad Sweet wins the Sanders Engineering Dash. Kyle Larson finishes second. Justin Sanders, David Gravel, James McFadden, Ryan Timms, Brian Brown, and Tyler Courtney is how they'll cross the line.
Picking up the win in the Sanders Engineering Dash, that'll be Brad Sweet out of Grass Valley, California. The Maxim Napa Auto Parts Fuel Me Curb Records, number 49. 11 wins on the year. He'll go after number 12 here tonight. And he was the 2021 Silver Cup champion here at this racetrack, so no stranger to victory lane. As, again, they head back to the pit area, and we want to thank Sanders Engineering for sponsoring that event as we get set for the B-Main that is sponsored by Keen Screen Printing. And looking for 21 cars in this one as 12 laps the distance. Top 4 will move off to the main event. They're going to roll around like this. On your front row, it'll be Myerstown, Pennsylvania's Brent Marks in car number 19 on the pole. And to his outside, Casey Kane out of Enumclaw, Washington in the 9.
Inside of row number 2, it'll be Minden, Nevada's Tanner Thorson in car 58. And to his outside in the 4th position, driving car 6 from Kunkletown, Pennsylvania, that's Ryan Smith.
Row number 3 will be Alberta, Canada, Leduc, Alberta's Skylar G in the 99, and to his outside, Greenfield, Indiana's 19L for C.J. Leary.
Inside of row number 4 in the 15H from Sunnyvale, Texas, that's Sam Haferteep Jr. And car 4 on the outside of that row from Canton, Illinois, is Chris Wyndham. He starts 8th.
Row 5, KTJ, Kevin Thomas Jr. out of Coleman, Alabama, and the 16TH. And to his outside, the 9 of Chase Randall out of Waco, Texas.
Inside of row number 6 from Neptune City, New Jersey, that's the 45 of Kyle Reinhart. And starting 12th from Apollo, Pennsylvania, 7-time track champion in the 2F is A.J. Flick.
Row 7 out of Struthers, Ohio, it's Cody Bova in car number 20B. And to his outside, Garrett Williamson out of the Show Me State, Columbia, Missouri driver in the 6G starts outside of row 7.
Row 8 on the inside out of Worcester, Ohio, that's the 3TJ of Trey Jacobs. And to the outside from Butler, Pennsylvania, the 11B is Carl Bowser.
Row 9 will be Michael Bauer out of 84, Pennsylvania, car 46, and Brandon Spidhaller out of Butler, Pennsylvania in the 22.
And in row number 10, so these last 4 cars are all the C-Main transfers. Inside of row 10, in the 19th starting position from Harrisville, Pennsylvania, that's the 5 of Jeremy Weaver. And to his outside from Tonawanda, New York,
okay.
I finally got it. The 7NY, that's Matt Farnham. David Cal will be at the back from Aurora, Ohio, in the 11J on the inside of row number 11.
I feel like we need a fan contest at some point, how many times you can say that hometown in a row.
I know.
Right?
I think that I only got it in one time tonight. That's impressive.
You nailed it, though, man. You got it. All right, we've got a red You're not going to like to hear this, race fans. We got a red Tahoe. We need it moved now or we're claiming it, and the 50-50 winner gets it. Pennsylvania tags, LSR 5140. We need it moved immediately. This is an emergency. If you have a red Tahoe and it's Pennsylvania tags and you have no idea what the number is, there's a decent chance it's your vehicle. Please move it. It's an emergency. We need it moved or the 50-50 winner will get it. Last time, Red Tahoe, LSR 5140, Pennsylvania tags. Please move that immediately. Somebody needs out, and it's an emergency. Thank you.
B-Main rolling, 12 laps. Top 4 finishers will transfer to the back of tonight's $50,000 to win feature event.
It's over $8,000, the winner's share. Last report, they are going to draw that before the feature, so get those 50-50 tickets. Over $8,000. That can buy a lot of those pizza rolls down there on Vendor Row, those famous fish sandwiches.
Well, people had bought them because the sign down here that the girl had said 4,600 earlier, and that was only probably 45 minutes ago, so people had bought them.
They might be buying them to burn them for heat because it's not warm out there.
That is true.
$8,000. So get those 50-50 tickets. It will be drawn before the feature, is what I was just told. As you see, Brent Marks. And the 19, he'll be starting on the pole. The 99 is Skylar G to his inside. Is going to start inside of row 3. 21 cars if they can all make it. And again, this is the Kane screen print. B main. 12 laps the distance. Track is clear, so we'll get them racked and stacked and get set to get this one underway as we send the final 4 starters to tonight's main event, the inaugural Commonwealth Clash, richest event in the history of Lernerville Speedway. And tonight, somebody's going to win at least $50,000, maybe more, determined when we have that Durst dice roll coming up before the main event.
Well, and you mentioned it too. You know, the nice thing about, we talk a lot about the money it pays to win, but you know, $2,000 to start. That's good money. $240,000 plus purse, just for everything on the racetrack tonight. So, a lot of money to be given out here. Not just if you win and cash in on the big prize. There's value kind of all across the board here.
Well, Brad Sweet's probably back there trying to figure out how he has no way to win the Durst dice roll because you can't roll a 1.
Right, exactly.
He's in the Valvoline pole position. At best, Kyle Larson's going to get a chance if they roll it too. But
well, and the funny thing is too, you know, is that Brad has been, you know, more in the official role this year, kind of as the boots on the ground part of this co-owner tandem. And he always gives Kyle a hard time, you know, because Kyle will roll the dice roll and doesn't want to take it because he wants to go for the money. So Brad's going to luck out this time, but we'll see if maybe Kyle has to go for it again. All right, here we go. B-Main, Kane screen print B-Main, 12 laps, top 4, transfer to the feature. Brent Marks, Casey Kane on the front row. They'll bring us down the hill and to the green flag.
Casey Kane might get a little bit better start than Brent Marks does. Marks to the inside, no Kane to the outside. Kane will shoot to the lead off 2 down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, down the back straightaway, Ryan Smith up to 3rd to his inside. Here comes Thorson.
Good battle here as they run side by side. Thorson nearly got alongside Marks for the second spot as one goes around at the exit of turn number 3 up on the high side of the racetrack. That's the 46 of Michael Bauer.
Yeah, he parked it up there in turn number 4. Got to talk to that driver at the Sprint Car Million and see a few different hometowns. He lists 84, though. The 84 Lumber, but you see those across the country, was created there. And so 84 Pennsylvania's Michael Bauer going for a 4-wheel free slide. He parks it outside of 3 and 4. The good news is he kept it on all 4 wheels. We will have a complete restart, it does appear, though. 0 down, 12 to go. And I tell you what, Casey Kane hates to see that because he got a really good start. And we've seen a lot of pole sitters get hole shots. We haven't seen many guys outside front row, and I think we're going to have a replay perhaps of what happened to Michael Bauer. Indeed we do, as they headed off into 3 and 4 and biked it just a little bit.
Kind of went off the track there.
Chris, what have you got?
Yeah, guys, just keep an eye on Chase Randall, the quickest chicken in car number 9, able to use the diamond line, was able to pick off a few on that initial start. Of course, we'll re-rack it and restack it. But Chase Randall, I know he's got a fast race car. He's had a lot of success across the country again this year. He had an opportunity to go out west and run one of Paul Silver's sprint cars, but he came to me this afternoon and said, watch out for car number 9. So although he's buried here in the B-Main, he's already made some moves. We'll see if he uses that advantage here on this second attempt.
Well, and the nice thing, too, kind of about the racetrack right now is that it looks like you can run above it. You know, sometimes when that dirt gets that way, it's soft and it's heavy and it's hard to kind of get up there and be maneuverable, but it looks like you can kind of get up above where the cushion is and kind of make some moves like that. So we'll watch Randall as he starts outside of row number 5, and we'll try it again here, see if the outside lane prevails on the initial start. Marks gets a better restart that time and tried to muscle Kane up to make sure he didn't do that again. Casey trying to get rolling, but he'll cross Marks over. 3-car race for the lead off 2.
And here comes Ryan Smith in the fold as they work through 3 and 4. Oh, hang on, Ryan Smith, announcers jinx supreme. He'll lose several spots. Lap number 1 is going to go to Brent Marks with Casey Kane, Tanner Thorson, And right now, Skylar G in that 4th and final transfer.
So Smith fell to 6th, 2 out of the transfer spot. Thorson has the 4th spot right now, with Sam Hafertein Jr. knocking on that door as they work down the front straightaway and back into turn number 1 as Brent Marks checks out with the race lead.
Well, everybody but Trey Jacobs made the call on this one, so 20 cars. That is going to push that cushion up a little bit and maybe make for a better track in the feature, as now Skylar G comes under fire. Sam Hafertein Jr. wants to be in the show. He doesn't want to watch it, and that's the battle off 2 on your screen. Skylar G leads the way, but here comes Sam Hafertein Jr. battling for the 4th and final transfer.
Yeah, Thorson runs 3rd, well ahead of these two. So G has the final transfer spot right now, the black, white, and blue number 99. Hafertein 1 out in 5th, and Ryan Smith still has not recovered. He rides in that 6th position as we continue to quick off laps here. Brent Marks will see the cross flags halfway next time by.
Well, Brent Marks have comfortable advantage right now, 1.1 seconds. Casey Kane in the 2nd spot. Thorson in 3rd, trying to reel in Kane. It's a distant 4th. Back to Skylar G, who has broke free of Sam Hafertein Jr. Hafertein, in fact, starting to come under fire from Ryan Smith as we're past the halfway mark.
See Tanner Thorson on the screen there in the 58 as battle for the lead started to heat up. Casey Kane has reeled in Brent Marks here at the exit of turn number 4. Kane on the bottom. Marks trying to get around the lap traffic as efficiently as possible, but it's brought Kane back into the mix here with 4 to go this time by.
And now lap traffic a reality as we got cars starting to go by the wayside. We'll stay green though. And it continues to be Brent Marks your leader, but heavy lap traffic in front of him. He doesn't have to push the issue too hard, and that's going to allow Kane to close in on him as they battle off 2 down the back straightaway.
Jeremy Weaver, the car that's going a lap down, has been a little bit unpredictable there in front of Marks as he tries to find a clean groove to navigate through. 2 to go this next time by. Kane is there again. He's got the bottom all to himself as Marks has tried to commit to the top side and now does a diamond move there to dispose of more lap traffic.
And how about Tanner Thorson to the inside of Casey Kane? That's the battle for 2nd with 2 to go. Good stuff right now. Meanwhile, back in 4th, Skylar G's got to hold off Sam Hafertein Jr. as there's battles all around this speedway. White flag high in the air, 1 lap to go.
Yeah, the battle for the lead kind